Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great edition of the Garage Shop Insider podcast brought to you by Labware. Today, we are talking with two unique gentlemen when it comes to land speed records and racing. These guys are all part of it. We have Wayne Jesel, the owner of Jesel Valve Train Innovation, who has gone over 230 miles an hour. The sponsor on his truck is a good friend of ours, Performance Plus Motor Oil, and we have with him his driver, Jimmy Barton. So we're going to talk to them. You guys, thank you very much for being with us. I got to tell you, Wayne, you have been in this sport for a very, very long time. Tell us about Valve Train Innovation and your involvement in the sport for years.
Well, we started drag racing, my brother and I, back in the mid-'60s. And then we raced through the 70s, and then in 1980, he started Jesel Valve Train Innovation, and then I joined him around 1985, and we've been going strong ever since. But we supply a lot of valve train in all sorts of motorsports, whether it's NASCAR, NHRA drag racing, the land speed venues, and what have you. So we're pretty much involved with all of motorsports.
Now, I've seen your name on the NASCAR for years.
We were a
as
contingency sponsor for quite a few years in all the different series. Right now, we're mainly in drag racing as a sponsorship. The NASCAR thing got a little bit of a change a few years back, so we're not a contingency sponsor in that anymore, but we are a big supplier to a lot of the teams.
And where are you based out of?
Lakewood, New Jersey.
Okay, very good. Jimmy, how do you end up driving a land speed truck?
Started out with a Wayne stock car. He wanted to build a stock car to run down at Maxton, North Carolina. And I told him, I'll help you if you let me drive it. So that's where it started at.
What a deal, right?
Right.
Oh, wait, okay, you want to drive it, okay.
Yeah, well, hey. And so that's where it started at. And we went from there to Wilmington, Ohio, and then he built the truck to go to Bonneville. And we went out there, and 2006 was our first time out there?
First year at Bonneville.
Okay, and how kind of truck is it?
It's a full-size Dodge quad cab pickup truck, which has what they call the SRT 10 package on it. And typically we run the NASCAR designed engine in different configurations, different cubic inches, turbocharged, naturally aspirated, but that's the baseline that we typically run.
Okay, and what made you want to, like everything you've doing, like, hey, let's go fast, like straight down? Was it because of your products? You want to see how they do, or?
No, I mean, I always had the interest in going to Bonneville, and Jimmy was kind of all for it. But when we ran the stock car like Aaron does, they don't have a particular class at Bonneville. So if we went there, we wanted to be able to run, different classes. So when I first went out there, the track was really bad, and it seemed like the only vehicles that were getting down the track were wide, long, and heavy. So I thought, well, there's not that many pickup trucks. Let's go that route. So that's what we decided to build for out there.
Okay, Jimmy. So when did you get your start on the speed records or speed racing?
Well, like we said, we started in the stock cars, and that's where I started. And the first time we went out there was the first time I'd ever been to Bonneville or been down to Salt.
How'd that go?
We got in the 200 club that week.
What was your top speed that week?
224,
really?
I think.
Yeah. You got in the club for sure. You went past the 200
club. The first run was 203.
And how'd they make you feel when
you
you
saw
that?
They won't let you do that anymore.
Okay.
They honored our 200 mile an hour license from the 1 mile tracks, and which they really shouldn't have, but they did, and we went 203 on the first pass, and then we put an extra carburetor on it and went back and went 224, I think.
All right, so I got a question for you first. What's it like to drive that going 200 plus miles an hour?
Well, the speed's not a problem. It's just that you don't have any traction, and you use that whole 90-foot wide lane out there. You just gotta guide it. You don't drive it. You're just along for the ride.
Well, someone has to push the gas.
Well, you got to hold the gas down, yeah.
He was along for the ride when he went around 270 once and hit...
What?
270, and he went to hit the boost button for another 2 pounds of boost, and the truck started.
No.
I did spin the truck at over 270.
270 and you spun?
Yeah.
Okay.
For about 3.5 miles.
You guys are laughing about this.
Yeah, well...
You can't. All right, what was it like for you to watch that?
Well,
he couldn't see it. He was trying to catch up.
All I saw was salt flying
and you knew that's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And obviously you're okay because you were sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, we put it back together and ran it the next day.
What happened? What happens at 270? I'm just kind of. So it just spun around.
Yeah, it spun. It did a little bit of damage. That
Okay.
rear tonneau cover on the
Yeah.
pickup bed, flew up and it hurt one of the roof flaps, and it did a little bit of damage. But we were able to fix it. But we weren't able to go that fast again, just for certain circumstances. But the fastest record we have is 262. We have 10 different records ranging from, I believe, 194 to 262. So our goal is really to set a record at 275. That's the ultimate goal. If everything is right, the track is good, and we have our act together, then I think we'll be able to do it.
So we're going to see you
based
out
on
there.
what we've run before.
So we're going to see you in August out there. Then.
Yes, correct.
Okay, Jimmy, going 270, and you're going for more speed. Is that what
Sure. I mean, that's how I spun the truck. It was the 4 mile marker
Sure.
was coming up. I had to go.
Okay, so so you were 270, what, 3 miles, 3.5?
No, that was about the 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just before the 4.
Yeah. We had I run out of talent at the 3.5. Okay.
Okay.
And it stayed in the lane through the 4, and we had a 3 to 4 mile average backwards at 260.
Backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it went through the 4 mile mark backwards.
Yeah, it went.
Okay. Was it slow spins or was it like whipping spins? I mean, I'm
No,
just curious
the first one wasn't slow.
okay, I've never talked to anybody that spun at 270 miles an hour.
Because I was trying real hard to get the clutch in and all,
Okay.
and the first spin kind of knocked my feet off the pedals,
Right.
and it took one to get the clutch in and get it neutral to keep from tearing the tires up, and just kind of keep it hold the steering wheel straight and ride.
And you went back again.
Well, he asked me after they come and got me if we wanted to put it in the trailer or what. I said, if we can fix it, we'll run it tomorrow.
Okay.
So we fixed
And
it.
you did, and you ran it tomorrow.
Yeah, we went over 250 the next day.
Yeah, I think
You
we
had
went
no qualms about
250
going back
and
out there? and doing
No,
anything?
no. His orders the next day was to
Orders.
get it through the 5 mile mark.
one way or another.
One way or another.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, you're sitting there laughing about this. Most people would be done. I've had that.
Well,
Gosh.
he's been 232 in it.
Okay, so you have driven or?
Yeah, I've driven. I got
Okay.
in the 200 club, I think in 2008. I just, and unfortunately, again, they were allowing us to, they honored our license from the mile track. So on the first run, he said, just give me a run around 200. And I think I went 205 or 208, but they said that was okay. And then I had backed it up with a 232, I think it was. And so I got in the 200 club. And then I was done. That was it.
that was it.
I had enough, right.
So
Hey,
what's it like when you? What's the adrenaline like when you slow down and stop? I mean, it's got to be like.
There's really nothing out there. It's
Yeah.
wide open, so you're just kind of you pull the chute, and the chute's kind of slowing you down.
Right.
And I mean, now I was only at 230 and change, so I know he went when he
Jimmy,
went
you said
260
almost.
something.
260, we ripped the chute apart.
Yeah, it blew the chute.
Really?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
shredded it. Yeah, it had a little bit too short of a tether, so
guys
the
are nuts,
force
you know
on
that?
it was really.
You guys are both crazy.
And the parachute will spin you out too.
Okay, because it grabs and it
Well, it just depends. You
Okay.
know.
If it's not the right length and height and what have you, you could have trouble with it. But
We had a run that was on YouTube that the truck was a little sideways at the 5 mile mark, and I didn't want to lift till I got through the 5 mile mark, and I let it get a little too far and pulled the chute, and it snatched it back around, and it didn't spin,
Right.
but it did everything but.
yeah, that's when it had that ribbon chute on it.
Yeah.
we got rid of that in a hurry.
Obviously.
Yeah, it was
You live
dragging.
and you learn, you know. I mean,
It was dragging the back of the truck around at 250.
All right, so the people at Jesel, they're back there working everything, and you got your name all over it, and you're out there. What do they
right.
say
My brother
about you?
stays back there because he said somebody has to stay there
Just
and
in
work
case.
to pay the
Okay.
bills.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but anyhow, not everybody's behind it. Everybody, enjoys, seeing us, do fairly well out there. We've been, fortunately, we've been successful. We have, I think, 8 or 9 different drivers now
You
in
do?
the 200 club that
Very good.
that have driven the truck. Hopefully, we're going to get Aaron in the truck one of these days and try to get him in the 2 club.
Okay.
could be as early as this year.
I was just going to
So-
say he's going to be pretty busy
Yeah,
this year. But
we have a couple of other people that we've been working with that I'd like to get in the 2 club, but I enjoy working on it and just watching them do it. And it's people that help us out all the time, and it's
I'm just amazed that
a lot
this
of
whole
fun.
yeah. So Jimmy, do you have a day job and then you take weekends off to?
Oh yes.
Okay,
yes.
what do you do during the week?
I'm an engine builder for Robert Yates.
Okay,
Racing
got it.
Engines.
All right, so they totally get when you say I got to go to Bonneville, they're totally on board with that.
Generally.
well, it depends on
Generally,
for
yeah.
how long a period
Yeah,
of time.
it's true.
Generally.
But that's got to be cool when you go back. I mean, they talk to you about how to go, what you did. That's
Well,
gotta
they
be pretty
usually see it on YouTube, especially when I screw up.
cool. Okay. you know which one's going to get the most views, right?
Right. Absolutely.
All right. So what are you're hoping for this year? Going back this year, you said your mark. Do you have a mark and you're looking to surpass? Or
Yeah,
just,
like I said before, we would like to get the record over. See, we have the fastest so-called pickup truck that there is, but there's been one unlimited type truck which has had a big diesel engine and 4 turbos and what have you, and it's an unlimited class which is much different than us, but they do have a record of 272, which is more than impressive. So our goal was to say, okay, now we'd like to be the fastest truck, period. So in order to do that, we have to set a record at over 272.
does Jimmy know about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
yeah.
means you got to do it twice. That means
Yeah,
you got to do
have
it
to
twice.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when we went 262, I'm not saying we were very conservative, but we were conservative. Like we weren't really pushing the engine to the limit. It all depends on the track. If we have our act together engine-wise and preparation-wise, then if we have a good track, then I think it's doable. But it all depends on the salt.
I'm looking at you guys. I'm just amazed that I think it's incredible. It's great.
People ask me what it's like to drive out there, and I tell them just take your street car, put four stock car slicks on it, take the biggest rainstorm day you can find, and go down 77 as fast as you can go, and you got it.
That's it. So the car gets it's because it's
You don't.
it's granular. You're not.
I'm telling you,
not really glued to it.
you don't drive it.
Right. You just kind of
You just
keep
you
it.
coach it. If it goes to the left, you say, no, I need you to come back this way a little bit. No, I need you to go that way a little bit.
And I tell people, I said, well, if you get on 77,
Right.
start at exit 28 and just go flat out as fast as you possibly can till you get to exit 33. And that's how long the run at Bonneville is.
Oh my god!
And it
And trying
takes-
to get caught there.
and if it's a 260 run, it takes a little over a minute and a half.
That's my next question was how long? A minute and a half to do that run.
A little over a minute and a half, go 5 miles.
Amazing.
And that's from a dead stop.
Okay.
That's not a rolling start.
Let's talk about your sponsor, Performance Plus Motor Oil and Safety Clean. I mean, they've been behind you for how many years now?
Well, I think we first brought them on board in 2013. I've known Drew for 50 years, and we were just, he was always interested in what I was doing, and we were just talking at Charlotte Speedway one day, and we were talking about Bonneville and whatever, and I said, there's a lot of opportunity out there, for other types of things that you can do in business if you'd like to try to get involved. He said, yeah, sure, we're in. Well, the main thing is that Bonneville has a really strict situation out there where they don't want anything spilled on the ground,
Sure.
Oil. And if you change your oil, they want you to take it with them. So I told them it was a perfect opportunity to take a dump truck there, an oil dump station truck. When guys change their oil or they have extra fluids left over or anything, there's a place they can get rid of it. And actually the governor's office in the state of Utah found out about it. One of the ladies from the Utah governor's office came out one day and she asked us, how are you involved with Clean Harbors? And I said, well, because we had Clean Harbors on the truck that particular year. And I said, well, they're friends of mine. They wanted to get involved. And I told them this was a good opportunity because of the environment and whatever. And she said, well, the reason I asked is because Clean Harbors does all the cleanups for the state of Utah. So it was a really good fit for them. And I think it went a long way political wise in order, for them to be out there helping clean up the mess that might happen.
It's good to have
So-
partners like that stand by and everything. So that's good.
Well, the rule out there is anything you bring in, take it out with
Got it.
Right.
you. Don't leave it.
That's a good
So-
one to have. Just clean up after yourself.
So it's been a good relationship. We had Safety Clean on the truck as a primary for a couple years, and then we had Performance Plus, and then we had Clean Harbors one particular year. Then last year we had they came out with the Richard Petty Signature Series Performance Plus oil, so we had the paint design for that, and that went over pretty well. So. I like to have a different scheme on the truck
Sure.
each year, just to keep it fresh looking and, not the same thing. So,
The Jesel name's always on there too. Right?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
making sure it's
Right.
always. Guys, thank you very much. I am totally amazed and very impressed by what you're doing. Thanks for being with us today.
well,
And
thanks
good
for
luck
having
at
us.
Bonneville.
Absolutely.
having
And I'll
us.
see you out there.
Okay, are you coming?
Well, I'm going.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
My first time, so
Good.
I'll be the guy with the yellow stripe across my shirt. Hey everybody, this is Tim Packman for the Garage Shop Insider. We appreciate all your views. We appreciate you being part of it, but we need one little favor. We would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. Just click the little subscribe button. That way we can keep up with all the great things we have been doing and all the things we're going to be doing. So that's it. That's all we need you to do. Hit subscribe, become part of the team. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.